Good morning. I hope you're having a great day whenever it is that you're seeing this, morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever. Time for a car devotion, right? We're going to jump ahead in the story of Moses as we're tracking the Israelites and Jesus through the wilderness. And we've almost got those stories caught up. We'll just keep going along through Lent. But we're going to jump forward about 80 years from where we last saw Moses. And Moses is about 80 years old, and he is tending the flock for his father-in-law. And he's leading them through a desert, and he comes to a mountain of the Lord, and the Lord speaks to him, and that's where he has the burning bush, and he checks that out, and he goes over there and sees what's going on, and notices the bush doesn't burn up, and the Lord speaks to him. And Moses says, "Here I am." I often think of Moses kind of enjoying life for everything that he has worked for, everything that he's gone through at this point. And the Lord calls him in the midst of all that. And I'm sure Moses was excited in that. Who wouldn't be, to see a bush not being consumed and to hear the Lord call you to do something. That's true even in our own lives. When somebody important asks us to do something, we kind of feel special, don't we? Political journey aside, sorry about this road I'm bouncing on, but I just looked down and saw my phone just bouncing up and down. We're on an old county road. But, if the President of the United States called you, and politics aside, don't care who you voted for, really. But if the President, just in that office, called you and asked you to do something, you'd feel pretty special about that. Or, if you live, I've got friends that live in the UK, if the Queen called them up, you'd be excited. You'd say, "Who'd you get off the phone?" "I just got off the phone with the President. I just got off the phone with the King or the Queen, and they asked me to do this." But I can't help but think what was going through Moses' mind later on in his life as he was leading the Israelites through the wilderness. Kind of like, why did I have to go there? Maybe I should have turned left when I went right, and I wouldn't have ended up at that mountain. I wouldn't have seen that stupid burning bush, and it's on fire, and that was great at the time, and the Lord spoke to me. But guess what? Now I'm stuck leading these Israelites around in the wilderness. And sometimes, if we're honest, we regret saying yes to people. Sometimes, if we're honest, we regret saying yes to things. Anyone ever asked you to help them move? I did a sermon a few months ago, and the 7, or I don't remember how many words it was, but I counted them for the sermon. But I said something like the 7 most dangerous words in the English language is, "Will you do me a favor?" And sometimes people ask us to do a favor, and after we get stuck in the middle of it and we're helping them move and it's hot and sweaty, and we're like, why did I volunteer for this? And I wonder, sometimes, have you ever been like that with something the Lord has placed on your heart? Why did I get stuck with this? Maybe Moses thought. I know he was frustrated at times because he came down and threw the commandments down and broke them. Right? You got to be mad. Let's just say, I've been mad before. I've thrown things in my anger, right? I've broken things in my anger, and just being honest there. But to break the 10 commandments that the Lord, that's a whole new level, right, of being angry, right? And I'm sure he regretted that right when they flew out of his hand. But sometimes our journey into the wilderness leads us to question, what were we doing? Why did I get wrapped up in this? And I don't know, maybe you might be going through something right now. Maybe you've been led into the wilderness. Isn't that interesting that it was the Holy Spirit who led Jesus into the wilderness for his temptation? And who is it that leads Moses into the wilderness with the Israelites? The Holy Spirit, God, right? Yahweh, the God of Israel. And just want to encourage you this morning, if you're in a situation where you said yes, and Moses said, "Here I am, Lord," right? And he's probably all wound up, and then later on it's like, God, really? You couldn't have got somebody else to do this? And probably if we examine our own lives, it's the same way in our own lives. Sometimes we get all excited to serve the Lord in the moment, and then as we are led into the wilderness, was really, am I stuck with these people, right? And this family member, right? This co-worker, what in the world? But just to encourage you that God was with Moses that entire time, and God's with you in whatever situation it is. And 'cause sometimes our tendency when we get in those situations in our own lives, we just kind of back off, right? We don't deny that God called us into it, right? We don't deny that we got an assignment from the Lord, but we just kind of back off, and we may say, well, I did my part, and they just weren't receptive, and we just kind of back off and disappear out of their lives, or just kind of, we let whatever it is, ministry or whatever it is that God called us to, we just kind of let it fizzle out, and we say, well, it just wasn't meant to be. Instead of saying, you know what, the Lord called me to this, He's going to see me through this. So whatever you're going through right now, whatever wilderness you're into, if God called you there, lean into God. He has you, and He's taking care of you. Now, that's not to say that sometimes, sin brings us into the wilderness, right? And we'll see that with the Israelites coming up. But when God leads us there, take a hold of it and lean into it, and God's got you, okay? Take care and have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.